Hi. Hi. You look all bright and perky and fresh and new.
Feel bright and perky and fresh and new.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, everybody, Gina has just done a liver and gallbladder flush yesterday, hey?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so she's reaping the benefits of that, feeling that all kicking in today. So we thought it might be a good idea to dive into that and give you all a little bit of inside info on how to clean out your liver and your gallbladder, especially now before silly season. Well, it's already started. But maybe just to help your liver cope with what it's about to process, and then also, give you some info on how to help your liver after silly season. Might be a good idea to do it before and after. So, yeah. So, also we will be, the liver flush that we are talking about is the amazing liver and gallbladder flush by Andreas Moritz. This guy's a genius. This book is like my Bible. And this has been a lifesaver. So we will add the link of the book at the bottom of the podcast, and so you can get hold of it wherever you like. And that's the process you used, hey Gina?
It is, yeah. So you've been going on about liver flushes now, what, for 3 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3.
And I first heard about it and I thought you were mad. And then I heard about it again and I thought you were double mad because then you even knew what you were doing, which is even more madness. And then obviously watching your journey was quite inspirational. And I decided to finally have a read. I think the realization of how little we know about the functions of each of our organs was a first awakening for me. As we learned some of the stuff in school, not enough of the right stuff.
No.
And you're just like, oh my God, whatever, parrot learn it so you can pass the exam. But then it's just not the right information to understand and look after and fully comprehend what is happening. So I think as I'm starting to delve more into the miracles of my own body, and I learn more about my liver, I bought the book, I read it through, and I was like, okay, I actually have to do this because the book is quite an eye-opener.
Yeah, in the book he talks about what your liver actually does and what it actually processes, and then how the different medications and the different foods and whatever we ingest, what effect that has on your liver, and there's a fly, and what that actually does to, and how much pressure we put our livers under, like unnecessary pressure, and how the liver is actually the powerhouse of the body. Without your liver, you die. It's like you don't have a heart. It's such an underrated organ, but it's the most important. So yeah. Okay, so we're only going to do a half an hour session today. So Spanx, why don't you walk us through the prep and how you were feeling? Like as a first timer, how did it all feel? What was your thought process when you had to go, plan your menu and do your shopping and plan your life around the flush?
So I think, for me, just to start, why I actually made the decision to do it is, I think you might have picked up in previous episodes, I've been in quite a bad space. And then I had physical issues and I've had heavy emotional issues and there's been no joy. Like I feel like the joy is gone. I've got no capacity. And I felt full and dead and heavy, and I realized that I had to make changes, starting with my lifestyle and my body. And, sometimes it has to be drastic, because we had got into really bad. We eat very healthy. We cook from scratch for every meal, but every night it was get the kids to bed, and then while you're folding, washing, have some chips and have crisps and have some chocolates every night. And I'm training for an Ironman, so nothing adds up. Like, I've got all these facets of life that are not, Ironmen do not do that. So there were all these parts that I'm just like, nothing's fitting and everything is feeling hard. And I said,
And
right,
it
we
would
start with
feel
our
hard
body.
after that diet, yeah.
For sure. Everything's inflamed. And I only realized the inflammation after changing the diet. Even before the flush, I could feel the inflammation going down. So the prep is a vegan diet, no coffees, no oils except healthy, good oils. Actually, no oils, just butter, I think. I did have
he
olive
grates
oil for
butter
cooking.
and olive oil, yeah.
So yeah.
No
And that was it.
vegetable
Even
oil,
like
basically.
yeah, or sunflower oil, yeah. Seed oils. And even oat milk, which is the milk I drink, no dairy, but the oat milk is full of oils, right? The bad oils. So even my coffee had to be black. I already drink decaf, although you shouldn't have coffee at all, but I did have a cup of decaf every morning. And then no cheese or dairy. That was quite a big deal for me. But again, it was hard the first 3 days because the biome is screaming out for those bad foods, right?
All the
So
parasites that are living off it, yeah.
Exactly. You are like, I felt hungry all the time. I was like, oh my God, this is so hard. Bearing in mind, I was a vegetarian less than a year ago. And so I actually, by day 3, was really in it, because when the family was cooking the usual boring nonsense that I can't actually get through another week of that freaking menu, I could just have like fried greens. Like, I would chop greens with hummus and carrot sticks, and I was really happy with it. And I felt full and I felt good, and I was getting to bed. I was getting enough sleep. I wasn't watching rubbish on TV to whatever hours, because now you're so full of sugar and chips and junk. Now you watch more rubbish and fill your mind full of rubbish. So the whole lifestyle change. I think when you get so disciplined about something, you're in it, and you're sticking to it.
Yeah,
and so
and they
everything
say
changes.
it takes 4 days to kill that sugar addiction. So
really?
if you can get past the first 4 days without the sugar, you're okay. It's just those 4 days. Doesn't last forever.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
It was hard though, but then my training was incredible last week.
So much easier.
So much easier. I did 95 Ks over the weekend of cycling.
Incredible.
And it was funny because, like I phoned you. I phoned in a panic because I got to day 6 and I realized when I was reading, because day 6, so you're vegan for the week. On day 6, you have a small breakfast of oats, and you can have some rice and steamed veg at lunch if you need. And then from 1:30, you are fasting. And so I trained in the morning and I did 50 Ks on the bike. And then I got off and I had my oats, no butter, no peanut butter, no nothing, just oats. And you know what? I was like, Jesus, I don't even know why I'm bothering. But I had to refuel after that cycle. But the plain oats was like, whoa, oats are really good when you're hungry. And I realized with all of this, the plain, unspiced, easy, good, healthy foods taste really good if you're eating them when you're hungry and you've worked out. You don't need all the nonsense we add, all the dressings and mayo and condiments. It's just unnecessary. But because we're not actually hungry, we have to make our food nice, so we eat it. And we make it nice with all the wrong stuff. So that was interesting. And then I phoned you because I realized on day 6, you're supposed to have a liter of apple juice. Sorry, I forgot on that. Every day you have to have a liter of apple juice because that softens the stones. Yeah. And I had diligently drunk my juice, fought my kids and my husband, don't drink my juice. You can't even have a sip. No, it's mine. I need a liter. And I got through day 5 and day 6. I'm like, cool, don't need apple juice. And then I was reading how I need to start the Epsom salts. And I was like, oh my God, I was supposed to drink a liter of juice. So I phoned you. I was like, oh my God, do I need this? And you said yes. So then I had to have a day 6 again. I did have dinner, the day 6, which was actually day 5. So I had dinner and then I started day 6 again with a liter of apple juice. And then I had another workout session with the bowl of dry oats or plain oats, which was fun. And then I prepared. Okay, so to recap, 6 days of 1 liter of apple juice each day with a vegan diet. Then the actual flush starts on day 6, and for that you need food-grade Epsom salts, because I almost just bought bath salts, and the lady in Holland and Barrett is like, you will die because you can poison yourself. Please don't just drink bath salts. So I was like, okay. So I bought food-grade salts. You can get them on Amazon or online very easily. And then you need olive oil. I think it's a cold pressed. Obviously, if you can get organic, the organic good stuff, the better. And then you need grapefruit or oranges and lemon if you can't find grape juice. Grapefruit, I mean. So those are the 3 items you need for the flush. Epsom salts, olive oil, and grapefruit.
Can I just say at this point
Yes.
that, you know, when we do all this detox cleansing stuff, a lot of the time, the people who advise you and instruct you on how to do them always say to you, it must be organic, it must be grass-fed, it must be cold-pressed, it must be. And then a lot of people can't afford the grass-fed, organic, cold-pressed, whatever, okay? So my advice is if you can't afford it, don't let that put you off. Because a flash with extra virgin olive oil, as long as there's no seed oils in it, is fine. Your grapefruit does not have to be organic. It's better if it is, but it doesn't have to be. Your apple juice doesn't have to be organic, first grade, like gold-plated.
I think in the book he even says, even if it's concentrate, because it still does the same job. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so important because a lot of people get put off detoxing and dieting. And I don't mean dieting as in a fad. I mean as in like trying to change your lifestyle.
Clean eating, yeah.
There's a stigma to it being very expensive and only for, you know, those people. It's not true. Buy what you can so that you can help your body. And you'll see when you start clearing out stuff in your organs, stuff in your life will start clearing out, and you'll make room for more abundance and more things to come to you. And one day you might own an olive pressing farm, like who knows? But the point is, don't let that put you off. Get what you can afford as long as you're getting the right ingredients and you're doing the best you can, right? That's my little 5 cents.
No, it's a really good point. It's a really good point. And I think, yeah. So already by that point, you are feeling good because you're eating well. Your body's already thanking you. I could feel the inflammation go down. It was amazing. I had already lost weight. I'd already lost like 1.5 kilos by that point, just because I'm not eating the junk. And you're not eating more because it's nice. If you have a nice dinner, last night we had a nice roast chicken dinner, and you just, I was very tempted to have more because it's nice, but I didn't need more. And because I was in that good frame, clean, I felt clean, I didn't want to destroy it. So I had, and like Andreas says in the book, he says one of the biggest problems we have, one of the reasons we even get the stones or have issues is because we overeat. So he said the key is to eat until you're still a little bit hungry, because then the food still has to process and go down. So, and if you're not eating all this ridiculously indulgent, yummy, condimented, spicy food, if it's plain and clean, you eat till you're done, and then you're done, you know. So then on day 6, you start with your first doses of Epsom salts. So you have 2 doses. Oh my God, that first one is bitter. I expected like, oh, but I didn't expect that. And I literally closed my nose, and it became a spectacle. Every time I drank it, everyone would gather around to watch because they thought it was very funny and very stupid, like I did when I heard you talk about it. But I think by the second one, you're like, okay, fine, I'm used to that now. You know, you hold your nose, you down it. And I'm a good downer. I don't know if everyone can down things like I do.
Gina would win competitions against full-grown farmer men on chucking beer, like a pint of beer. No problem. She would win every time. Yeah.
Yes. And then I wonder
Well,
why
I can't
have
even
so many
swallow a pill.
ibuprofen. So the point is, I knew if you could do it, then I was sound, because we were talking about this the other day. I remember when our parents used to give Samantha medicine, a tiniest little vitamin tablet or whatever. I was like, oh my God, this is going to go on for hours. Because she's like, I can't, Mum, I can't. Oh, I just like, wow. And then they go, Gina, and then I'd pop it in and go. And Samantha would be there hours later still going, oh, can I chew it? Can you crush it and put it on my breakfast? So, yeah. Anyway, so the point is, if Samantha can do this and take the stuff in, then you know you can too. So, yeah, I did 2 bouts of Epsom salts. Also, the very important thing to add in here before the flush is you need to do some sort of colon cleansing. You can either book yourself in for a colonic clean, or they call it colon hydrotherapy in some places. And or you can do a good old-fashioned home enema. And so I know for those of you who might be new to the world of cleansing and enema bags, it's really not that scary. I think, Samantha, you have some videos on this, don't you?
Yeah, that on my YouTube, on my Saucy Sam YouTube channel. But maybe we'll stick him in the Primal Sisterhood YouTube channel, and then you can see they're not as gross and disgusting and daunting and overwhelming as you would think they are.
No, it's really not. And once you've done a couple, it's just you actually can't picture life without them, actually. And if that is too
like
much,
a clean colon is like, it's like you get into a nice, crisp, clean bed, or you put on fresh, clean clothes. That's what it feels like. And you can't imagine life without it. It's like walking around in dirty laundry.
Yeah, like a sludgy colon. Sexy. Yeah. So, but if that is too much, book yourself in for a colon cleanse. And then that is really, really important that you're doing that, though, because you need to help set the tone. You need to help open the way for all these stones to come out.
And it's just also so that any stones that do come out don't get lodged in your colon, because if those toxins get lodged in your colon, they will make you very, very sick. So you have to make sure that they don't get blocked anywhere.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I did an enema on day 5 and day 6 because I did, and no, day 6, yeah, because I did an extra day. So just to make sure the passage was still clear, I did 2, nice and clean. And then you have your squeaky. And so you have your 2 doses of Epsom salts, and then and these are all timed. We can give you the protocol, and we'll give you the book. It's quite important to get the book. There are lots of his protocols are all over the internet, though. So if you're not interested in reading the book, you can find his protocols everywhere. And if you just want to do the prep work and get all the flush information, it is available. And then it's 10:15. You go and you prep your grapefruit. You hand squeeze your grapefruit, and then you have your olive oil, and you put this concoction together in a jar with a lid. And then I stood in front of the basin because I had to brush my teeth after, because then you have to get into bed and I have to brush my teeth regardless. And so I stood in front of the basin. I shook my concoction so it all mixed nicely. I blocked my nose. I downed it. I was relieved to have something other than salt water. Olive oil and grapefruit were very welcome at this point. And then I quickly brushed my teeth. My toothbrush was already with my toothpaste. And then I hopped into bed. And then you lie in the darkness. I said to my husband, are you coming to bed in the next 20 minutes or half an hour? He said, no. I said, okay, if you do, don't talk to me. I need to be focusing and talking to my liver. And he was like, okay, like he is beyond, he's just, okay, all right. She's off to talk to her liver. Off she goes.
At least it wasn't aliens.
Yeah. Some of the conversations he's been subject to, he's not surprised by anything anymore. So he was like, okay, have fun, you two. You and your liver. So I hopped into bed, put the light off. Your head has to be a little bit elevated. And I rested. Woo! And the conversations, your stomach talks, right? It's gargling and moving. And then in the book, he says you can maybe feel the stones passing. Because what happens, and Spanx, feel free to jump in here, but what happens is the olive oil opens the ducts so that the stones can pass through. And I forgot what the grape juice does, the grapefruit juice. You muted.
So the Epsom salts opens the ducts. The olive oil lubricates everything and gets the bile, it gets the gallbladder to squeeze all the bile out. So that's why you don't have any oil, and then you have this big dose of oil to make your gallbladder squeeze. And then that squeeze pushes all the bile out, which pushes all the rest of the junk out. What did you ask me?
The grapefruit juice.
And the grapefruit juice is...
That softens it.
No, the apple juice softens it because the ascorbic acid in the apple juice softens the stones. I can't remember. I'd be lying if I told you now. It's been a while.
Okay, it is all in the book, though.
It is all in the book.
Yeah.
And also, sorry, Spanx, just while we're on that, there are loads of Facebook groups with liver and gallbladder flushes as well. And people are not shy. They post pictures of everything that's come out. You must see what comes out of people. And some people even get parasites out. It's really interesting. And it's a great support system for, if you're feeling a little dubious or unsure. The Facebook groups are really cool and people are very willing to give you advice and support on those groups. So go check them out.
And there's loads of Telegram groups as well. I was on a Telegram group that I've been following for a while. Because sometimes when it's really new and you're not sure, you join one of these groups and you just follow a bit. And then you start to learn a lot from some of the questions that come up, right? And that builds your confidence as well. So then what was also quite interesting is, metaphysically, they say your liver... gallbladder is resentment. There can be some anger. I know kidneys are also anger. There can be some anger stored there. What else is your liver in charge of?
It's resentment and anger. That's your liver.
Yeah. And I think when I was lying there, I had my hand on my liver and I thanked it for all the hard work it had done. I thanked it for storing and dealing with issues, anger and resentment issues that I've had throughout my life. Because you think I'm 40 now. There's been a lot of situations it's had to deal with, and it just does it automatically. It's wired into our nervous system, and these organs just do what they need to do on top of our dietary, our unconscious knowings of how it works for our dietary, cholesterol, and all of that stuff it's controlling. So your liver's worked hard for you. And in 40 years, I had a lot of thank yous to say to it. And also the fact that I was willing to release all of this. I thanked it and I said, I'm ready to release it and let it all go. And that was actually quite a powerful thing to do. And I could feel these, it's like I could almost feel them going bloop, 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 passing at that point. It was very interesting.
It's like marbles, like a marble run.
Yeah. That's a nice explanation.
Yeah.
And the first one, it's like when you first feel baby kick and you're like, oh, yeah. So, obviously it's not like that at all, but it's nothing like a baby kicking, but yeah. And then that was it. And then you move your pillows down and you get comfy and off you go to bed. And I didn't know if I was going to wake and have to run to the toilet, but I didn't. I woke up at about 3 and I felt quite nauseous. And I sat on the toilet, but nothing happened. And I think just standing up, I don't know if it just moved things around a bit, but I felt better. And then I could actually go to sleep properly because I had been a bit restless from that point. And then you have to wake up at 6 o'clock and do another dose of Epsom salt. And then things start to move a bit. And then you have to do your last dose at 8 o'clock. And between, I'd say 7 and 10, 7 and 11, there's a lot of magic happening. It's quite amazing. And the first pass I had, takes me, I'm like, ooh, there's like 20 peas. And so these things, they look like little green or red or brown peas that float. And because your system's clean, you're not having to look at shit. That's all gone because you've cleaned your system out. And it's like just water coming out with these peas. And yeah, the first one I was like, oh, 20. And Smith was like, okay, yay, just wait. Happen, baby. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a bit rude because I was quite impressed by my 20. And then the next time I was like, oh, because there were easily hundreds then. And I did, I'm not going to lie, I took a photo because I was quite impressed by how our liver performs. It's astounding. And I must have had about 3 of those where it was hundreds of mostly green and brown. There were a couple of red guys in there. And they all mean different things. They've all captured different fats or toxins or different types of cholesterol. So it's again, in the book, it's all described what the different colors mean. And I didn't feel nauseous. I didn't feel like, oh my God, I'm going to explode. You can just feel it. It's not like you got to be careful and you're going to shit your tea. It's not like that. But don't do the school run and don't go shopping because you want to be at home. And and then by I'd say 11 it was mostly done. And then you can start introducing fruit juice, and you can start with a solid fruit, and then you start slowly eating little bits and introducing food back. And I must say I was probably going not normal stools. Even this morning, it wasn't a normal stool, but I never felt sick. I never felt like, oh God, this is the worst thing I've ever done. And now I feel incredible. I feel amazing.
When the morning that you were releasing all of that,
yes.
How did you feel? Were you feeling tired and drained?
I wasn't really. I know that they say don't plan anything, don't do anything. I woke up at 6 and I sat in the lounge and I was reading and just enjoying the quiet before the family got up and the calm, and it's nice and dark and cozy. And I was enjoying that. And I tried to doze for a bit, but I didn't feel exhausted. I felt like I owed it to myself to not be hectic. and not do anything ridiculous. But I didn't feel whacked like they explain in the book. You're going to feel exhausted. But again, I think it varies, and it was just the space I was in. I can imagine in a different space, in a different time, I could feel whacked and exhausted. So, yeah. I know that you've had experiences where you feel really, it's hard.
Very tired. Very tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you didn't have any sludge that came out or any foam.
I didn't have froth. No, I didn't have froth. No, not really.
But, I was thinking about that too. And I think because you also, I don't know when last you did a proper fast, but when you fasted well and you fasted hard. And I think that helps a lot as well, hey?
Yeah. Yeah, I still do intermittent fasting for at least 13, 14 hours a day on average, as a norm. Yeah. Yeah, no, I was looking for the froth. I was a bit disappointed. I'm like, oh, no foam.
Maybe next time.
Maybe.
Sometimes it catches you out. It's like, oh, here we are.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm ready. I've signed up for a course. I've committed to things that a week before I would have been like, no way, how am I supposed to fit any of this into my life? I've got laser focus again. I've got joy again. And I feel light, and I feel like I want to carry on feeling like this, and I want to make good life choices.
You're going to do responsible adulting. Are you going to do another
that's very
flush?
boring. I will, definitely. I will carry on with my nice clean eating, and I'll give myself some grace over Christmas. I will indulge a bit, but I won't go crazy. Like, I'll still do it mindfully. And then I'll probably do one after Christmas, because we normally do a sugar-free January in our house. Everyone hates it.
Yeah. So now that you've done the flush, how does it feel? Because when you first heard about it, you're like, oh my God, that's stupid and that's dangerous, and not you, but that's what people say. Like, don't do that. They'd rather go for gallbladder surgery than do the flush. But now, how do you feel? It was easy, and it was, there was nothing to it, right?
No,
as
and
long as you follow the protocol, you're good.
Yeah. And guys, fear is everywhere. It's everywhere in using a Tupperware or boiling your kettle. And I think it's just, everything is about intention. I was thinking about him. He talks about vegan. He's a pro plant-based vegan guy. And he talks a lot about, and he talks about how meat and flesh cause inflammation. And then I was watching other podcasts with women talking about women's health and how we need collagen and we need animal protein. And I'm just like, you know what? In this day and age, whatever we do, as long as we are mindful and doing it with intention and the best intention for our own bodies, we're fine. We have to make those decisions.
Because if your liver's clean, you can process more stuff easily. It's not going to get all bunged up. Yeah.
So I think also for me, in Africa, growing up in South Africa, the Africans, if ever you were saying we're going to the seaside, you would have a list as long as your arm of people asking you to bring them 2-liter seawater bottles. You just had to find an old Coke and just find an empty bottle, bring me seawater. That's all I wanted when you were going to the seaside. And the white people used to go, they drink it and then they go shit themselves. I don't understand why. And now I understand why. Because, why use Epsom salts when you could just drink the seawater? This was a long time ago. I wouldn't advise drinking seawater maybe today. But like understanding that people have been doing this kind of cleansing for millennia, They clean you clean your systems out, keep it clean. If you don't have access to an enema bag even, I think just drinking Epsom salts is a start. It's one way to flush your system. Food grade.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm
Yep.
glad it all went well and you're all shiny
does.
and clean and fresh and new.
Tra-la-la.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. Yeah. And if anyone has any questions, post them because Samantha's a bit of an expert.
Okay.
How many
it
have
was
you
nice
done now,
chatting to-
Spanx?
I've done 10.
She's done 10. She is an expert.
I haven't done more than 10 because that Epsom salts, I just can't do it anymore.
How long
My
does
last-
it take you?
It's quick. It's quick because I done it like you done things.
Okay.
Because I know it's so bad. And I know that I'm doing it for a good reason. You know, I also think that psychologically, when I was young and I had to take antibiotics and pills and stuff, I think deep down, there was a thing saying, don't let this in your body, don't let this in your body. So, because I see my daughter does it as well. And she will take some things, but she will not take other things. And it's quite interesting. She doesn't take the hardcore stuff. She will rather be sick than swallow that. Even syrups. Yeah, so anyway, I digress. Yeah, so I haven't done another one because and then when I drink the Epsom salts, I take the tube of toothpaste and I squeeze it into my mouth and I just swish it around my mouth to get that taste out. But that didn't work so well last time. Anyway.
So it's quite amazing how water, plain water, or like, but we make filtered water, how the water tastes so sweet afterwards. Because it's so bitter but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so anyone has any
Okay.
questions, post them. Our in-house expert will answer them. And get clean, guys. Get clean.
Clean your liver. Okay, lots of love. Mwah. Bye.
Lots of love. Bye.